White bag. Oh, yo! Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to our Priest PPE. This is episode 17. Kind of an interesting way to start a video. I didn't expect that flamethrower to drop. Sick! Oh my god, we got a fucking flamethrower. You know what that means? We're done with... We're done. It's a usable item. Oh, this thing's cool. Wait, hang on. Holy shit, this thing's actually really cool. Okay, hang on. Alright, welcome back to our Priest PPE. When we last left off, the season ended and we fully exalted. I guess that'll, sick! That's really cool. I didn't expect that to happen at all. Okay, we're going to start making our completion list here in a minute, and we're going to select a couple items this episode to go for. That means we're done with nests. Oh, wait, before I forget, let's engrave... Oh, that's buzzing bullets. Oh, hang on. I know where it is. It's in this chest. Okay, let's go ahead and... Never mind. We don't have enough for it. I did see, by the way, that they're changing this system, engravings, in the end of the year. That's kind of cool. Either way, sick. Oh my god, I keep forgetting we still have an evocation. Okay, that's awesome. Alright, we just enabled this season's Crucible. It is currently, for context, the 18th of April, and we made this thing in, what, late January? Yeah, we really haven't been playing too much. Truth be told, it's because in a lot of my spare time, I've just been playing Outlast. I played it originally when it came out back in like 2014 or something. I was really young, and then recently a friend of mine had played it, and so him and I have been trying to 100% the game. We're trying to beat Insane Mode. We've already gotten the other achievements for the base game, and then again for Whistleblower. But we're kind of hitting a lull point in that. We're consistently able to get past Rick Traeger, if any of you are familiar with the progression of the game, and we get out to the courtyard, but then it kind of falls apart after that. We're just not as familiar, and by the time you've gotten to that point in the game, it's been, for an optimal run, it's still been at least 40 minutes, and that kind of gets tiring after a while, so, we're kind of looking to take a break. For me, I'm coming back to this. Figure it's been a while since we played our Priest, and I should probably get back on it. One thing I do need to do is I need to make my list of items for completion, but I figure seeing as we started this episode with the flamethrower, which by now probably would have been, I don't know, like a month or so ago when I actually got it, that means that we should probably try and continue down our wand grind. Now, unfortunately, because I was lazy, I don't think, have a Rainbow Road complete. No, okay, but it is time for us to get a Queen Bunny Chamber. I do also want to go for the Realm of the Mad God stat bonus, so I want to complete as many of these dungeons as I can. Man, I also didn't end up getting a Battle Nexus complete. Dude, I really should have been more accountable. I really fucking should have. I could have gotten a lot of these rarer dungeons out of the way if I had just bothered to sit down and do them. But, that's kind of how that works. Either way, from the Cog Ball Torture, we need both items. We need the ring. I don't think we've had overclocking amulet. And we also need still laser pointer, because we never fucking got a shiny laser pointer. And now we don't have the option at all. So let's just settle on the reg. Truth be told, with some of these items, I don't really remember if I have or have not gotten them. I think at some point in this episode, when I do bother to sit down and make my list, I'm going to show a little infographic on screen. And if there's anything that I'm missing that any of you guys happen to remember, and I don't, it's been a lot sooner that you guys have seen me on this character than I have. It's been a long time since I played. I know for a fact I have... the ST should be pretty easy to keep track of. It's just random stuff. Like, what happens if I got... I can't even name an example, actually, because I know for a fact I haven't had, like, a Soul's Guidance or anything. I don't know. Yeah, either way, wow. Just kind of looking at my character, I'm starting to remember how good this thing is. It really does deeply suck that I didn't get the shiny fall, and I think that's probably why I didn't touch it for so long. That really sucked. I was quite upset about that for a long time. Nice shiny crown. Gotta say, I don't know. I'll probably warm up to it. I don't know. I do wish that shinies were a more permanent thing. I really do dislike that it's seasonal only. I think that's kind of a bad design for longer term players. I think it makes sense for people who really commit to this game and like don't do PPEs, or they do PPEs and they just abandon them. But for someone like me, where I mean, I don't really play that much anymore, and I just don't really want to sit down and do 200 mountain temples ever again. That really does suck. That really took the piss out of me for a while. I think it's really just the fact that I was convinced for like the first like while, good solid while, that I would indeed get it, and then I didn't. That really took it out of me. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. It's been a while since I've had to commentate too, so I'm kind of getting back into the ropes for things. Let's see what else has been going on. Um, I don't really know. Also, I don't really count limited items, so I'm not too concerned about getting like the construction gear or anything like that. It doesn't seem like we have a dragger. Could be mistaken, but let's give this guy some help. Okay, let's get immediately quieted. Actually, that's seems like a much better plan. We do take additional damage now. Let's use our shroud a little bit. Why don't we? Let me heal myself, just because, hey, I am inherently self-serving, human nature. Yeah, looking to, I'm getting all my ducks in a row to start applying for doctoral programs in the fall. I've done it before, like the application process. I had done it after I graduated from college back at the end of 2023. So this is actually my third time applying. I don't really count much of last year because I applied to a single program. And if any of you are familiar with what it's like to apply for clinical psychology, it's not really in your best bet to do that. I just didn't really care, and I wanted to see where my current job would take me. Let's get out of here. Sorry, I gotta lock in for a minute. Okay, that was a bit embarrassing at the end there, but it's alright, no one saw it. Okay, let's just leave. Man, I really don't rotate my screen enough, so whenever I actually am forced to, it's really disorienting. That sucked, by the way. Should have known to feel worried as soon as saw that there were only like 20 people. Cults we don't need. We're entirely done with halls. That's great. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through Discord right now, seeing if there's anything that interests me. There are cogs up in there. Okay. Zev's Advanced Dungeon. Oh, it's ACOGs. Why would you... Interesting. Alright, whatever. That's chill. We could give ACOGs a whirl. I've been meaning to try them for a while, and we do technically need the engravings, which... It's chill. I can't believe we still have a evocation. That feels a little ridiculous. Anyways, yeah. Looking to apply to... Oh, they're A nests. I don't give a fuck about those. I'm looking to apply to clinical psychology. I have an interest in both... what the fuck is going on? Okay, I'm just gonna not look at MaxF. I do have an interest in research. I'd like to eventually be a professor, and obviously having a position in faculty does give you a lot of favors towards research, just because you're more likely to be funded than if you do it by yourself. Yeah, so kind of looking forward to that. That does mean if I am accepted in April of 2000, oh, it's an alpha werewolf, I don't care, in April of 2026 around, that means that, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to prioritize fucking puberty rotmug over a doctoral degree, so there may be a point where we say, bad news, babe, I gotta go. There's another question, actually, pivot back toward the game. Skull Knight don't need that. All runes, if you don't mind me joining. Well, I don't mind joining either, so I'm going to. I may have a shield rune, actually, somewhere. Yeah, but I'm gonna just show up. I mean, unless they like tell me to leave or something, I'll listen. But we do need the third dimension robe, which sucks. But yeah, like things I don't remember, like lab robe. Have I ever gotten a fucking lab robe? 2y. That would be heat, by the way. Yeah. We still do need shatters for. Have I gotten a mantle? I don't know actually. I want to say my reflex is no. I haven't had a mantle. Um, I don't think so. We do still need to engrave this water robe, which actually would have probably been a good reason to do A nests for the. What is this? Probably would have been a good reason to do A nests, but that's chill. Um, yeah, I don't remember if I've had like a lab robe or a conduct or anything. I'm gonna tentatively assume no on all of that. It's just kind of safer to assume that I haven't had any of that, and then I can maybe be proven wrong. Uh, but what the fuck is that? Okay, I'm assuming it's like an Easter item. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, clinical psychology is kind of what I'm looking towards. I have an interest in ultrasound neuromodulation using, I mean, kind of a little self-explanatory. It's a low intensity ultrasound aimed at it's called alternating current, so it'll, as it implies, like alternate between stimulating different sections of the brain, or focused ultrasound. The acronym being TFUS, transcranial focused ultrasound stimulation. And I'd originally had an interest in grief psychology and neuroscience, and wanted to stimulate areas in the reward network. Oh my god, we have to go for all of our biome whites too, motherfucker. Anyway, oh, this is a regular O3. Cool. I thought it was like a private run. I didn't want to crash that. I won't. I don't. As it's probably pretty obvious, I have zero qualms or hesitation or anything like that. Bidor loop boost with crashing public runs, because no skin off my dick, no skin off theirs either. Private runs I will not, though, just because it's kind of just an asshole move, I guess. Yeah, but I switched over to my current direction just because it ended up being a more interesting thing to me, and it was more applicable towards like other aspects of psychology. So I'm kind of interested in seeing where all that goes, and if it goes nowhere, then you guys get me for a little while longer, and if it goes somewhere, then I'll make a little video about it, being like, "Hi, I'm leaving. Been a good time," because I thought I was gonna leave YouTube when I started college, and then I kind of found that I had a lot more time than I thought. But you're not really afforded the same thing when you're going for a doctoral degree. Even in the first 2 years, I'm coming in as a bachelor's degree, so even when you're coming in with a bachelor's degree and your first 2 years are just kind of towards like a master's thesis, it's still not really something that I would like to balance my time on. That's definitely a priority, because that is like literally my entire career. And with my undergraduate, it was like, yeah, I mean, I do have time for this. It's intensive, but it's not like ridiculous. But obviously a graduate degree is. So if that happens, that's gonna suck. Maybe I'll make time here and there. Or I'll do like the one-off drinking video on a weekend or something. But in the meantime, we'll see how things go. No reason to assume one way or another. I feel somewhat confident about my chances with one lab that I'm looking to apply to. It's actually my current job. Looking to see if I can stay on as a graduate student, and then do a dissertation out of one of the studies that we're currently running involving ultrasound neuromod. But we'll see. Anyways, that's about as far as we go in terms of the non-interesting stuff. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already done that thing where you fast forward 10 seconds because you're like, we get it, gay boy. Wrap it up. But for those of you who haven't, I guess thanks. Yeah, so I'm curious, because we've spoken about this before, how I'm going to balance spec pens too. How I'm going to balance the different things that I need to get. Like I'm kind of meat king on the deep. Caleb! Oh, yay! Missed that little bastard. I'm curious about how I'm gonna balance like what I go for, because I'll probably end up going for a couple wands for this episode. I think Soul's Guidance, and then probably the tier 14. And then probably a mix of other things. I'm pretty good on tomes, barring the event white and the ST from 02, 01 rather. The preset, where the fuck does Plague... Probably spec pens, I would assume. So that is something that we're going to have to do. I think it's lobotomic if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, probably just try and get... We could actually look... we need scripture. Motherfucker! Okay. Yeah, I'm quite unlucky with scripture. Maybe I should prioritize tomes first. Low-key, high-key? I don't know. We'll see. Did I really... Oh, I thought I just DC'd from this 03. I would have been pissed. Not too late. Hello. Oh my god. Fucking blue. Okay, hang on. We have chests. We have chests to pop. What would work? I'm gonna go Coggan Ball Torture just because, you know, whatever. It doesn't really fucking matter. Don't need that. Yeah, non-seasonal cog sounds like something I definitely want to do. What do you guys think I'm getting from these 2 chests I'm about to pop?
Nothing.
Okay, well, don't just pretend to think about it.
What chests are you popping?
Cog and a normal. Okay, I got a gold bag. Okay, I got a... Okay, hang on. I got a key. Hey, it's a nest key. Anyways.
Wow, that is just the most useless key of all time.
You sound really happy about that.
Well, I guess for the meantime, we're probably just going to continue to keep doing O3s. We have loot boost. We'll probably just wait and go farm the Carboniferous out of self-hatred. What are you running? Oh. Hello.
Hello.
Ew, how much fame do you have?
80k.
You have as much as me. Holy shit, you're so unemployed.
Wait, on your mission or on your Huntress?
Huntress.
On the Huntress. Yes, I have 80,000 base fame on my Mystic first boss and Lods.
Yeah, man. Hey, Thicket first boss fame is kind of nuts.
I've been farming Thicket first boss for the past 20 years. You know what's depressing? My Mystic has like 8k base fame. It's not even like low.
You're Crucible, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, Crucible.
Okay, that just makes it worse that you haven't had it. Holy shit, I think you need to be shot.
Well, it doesn't make it... I'm not expecting to get it in like 80. Like, I'm expecting it to take like multiple hundred probably. But the fact I haven't even gotten a regular staff is kind of fucking troll.
This guy just DM'd me and said, how is the set still the same when vids are like 5 weeks behind? Motherfucker, guess what I've been doing for 5 weeks? Not this! Not this bullshit. Set's the same.
Dude, if someone DM'd you that while you were in a bad mood, would you just block them?
Let's go, I can top. Defend Europe isn't here.
Probably just like that's it. Defend Europe. Alright, hang on.
No, he just brings fucking the ST quiver and is a super mega gamer.
Oh, that fucking freak. I hate that guy so much. He's so annoying.
D1
I don't
hating.
hate him in particular because I've never seen him type, but I just hate.
Ooh,
like,
Jailer.
Every time I see someone with that Archer set, I know
Kitten?
it's sucked, and they're doing like 600k.
Wait, what quiver?
Library quiver that you run.
Oh yeah, the EP burst. Yeah.
Leaf, Turncoat, Gemstone, and
Graves Leaf. It was nerfed. Why would you run
it? Gives speed, bro. It doesn't matter.
Oh, so you can sit on them faster. Type.
If your bow did 0 damage but gave 15 speed, it's probably optimal to use with that broken ass fucking quiver.
Anybody talk like bobbing right now?
What?
Why'd it go silent?
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, thank the Lord. Woo!
Go silent for him. Yeah, you deserve it. Oh, hello.
They call.
Oh my god, white. Oh my god. Lucorx. Oh, double white. Okay. Lol. Scripture vesture? Sorry, I have music on. Hang on. Alright, now you can react.
Davy Jones, go in!
Holy shit.
How do you still have a Lumi, man?
I don't know, but that's crazy! Double white. Wait, I'm kind of cracked. Holy shit. Wait, and I have gemstone too. Wait, watch this bullshit. Holy shit. Wait. I have an
You
idea.
just told me how you wanted a fucking scripture.
Yeah, and I finally got what I wanted. I got the bomb tome with gemstone shroud. Holy shit. Wait, pause. I also got a vesture. Wait, that was crazy. What the fuck? If I was seasonal, what if both of those were shiny? All I'm saying. Alright, well,
Oh my
hey.
god, fucking weakened, bro.
That's
GG.
fucking goated. For the first time in, like, well, I mean, I haven't played, but the first time in ever, my fucking set changed. Holy shit, nice. Alright, we are going to start giving, let me do something real quick. Let me turn off my computer's night light real quick, just so I can see a little bit better. Yeah, we are going to be doing some Umi runs now that we are fully exalted. Is there a high likelihood that I will not survive this episode? Yeah, probably. I don't intend on being too careful with my Nexus button, and we probably shouldn't go hard mode, in fact. Did I touch that at all? Oh, okay. I thought I had to touch it in order for it to activate the hard mode condition. Okay, with a bit of hindsight, I probably won't go hard mode for the remaining Umis, seeing as we are just looking to complete it. I do want to be mindful of the fact that I know that Mushroom Tome does not work against Umi. Let's not forget that. I'll probably show the entire first Umi fight, mainly out of a sadistic joy in you guys watching me fail. But also because if, more importantly, I die to the Umi, that means that the episode will still be normal length. A couple things about this. Like I'd mentioned the last couple times that we've discussed me learning what the fuck is that? I'm assuming an Easter set. If I want to make this abundantly clear going into this, for those of you who haven't already skipped forward to the Umi, I haven't. I'm going into this blind. You know, like I've talked. Oh my god, it's been so long since I've done a Moonlight 2. It's been I think probably about 2.5 or 3 months, barring a couple on a Mystic UPE. It's also just been a while since I played the game. I need to remember how to play. Why is my mouse sensitivity so high? Hang on. A lot of things aren't really working out right now. Let's try to be a little bit better about this. If you can see, I'm pretty consistently missing things. Let's put this on for health. In fact, I probably should have used Scripture against him for the DPS phase. Either way, like I've talked about before with Umi, I'm going into this blind. I have literally no idea what I'm doing, barring the literally four attempts I've done at Umi prior to this. So I'm not going to do pretty much anything optimally. As some of you are very keenly aware, I don't rotate my screen. I think it's very disorienting. I find it difficult to focus on multiple things at once, just kind of in general. But yeah, multitasking really isn't my strong suit. Okay, that was probably one of the most goated plays I made in my life. Yeah, sucks dick to die at the end, homeboy. Yeah, fear.org, you should be fearing. Yeah, so this is going to probably make the more experienced players really mad, especially you like hardcore sweats out there. I don't know if any of like the hardcore sweats actually watch me. I don't think I have anything worth saying towards those people, but especially you Umi completers out there, you're probably going to be like really sweating in your boots at the fact that you're shaking in your boots rather at the fact that I'm doing things so wrong. But I do think that's also equally important, not just me coping, you know, being like, you know, but I think that is very equally important to show towards an audience who has pretty much only seen me do things that I'm already really competent at. I think it's equally important, you know, for newer players to see the fact that I'm going to absolutely eat shit. You know, I've only attempted Umi 4 times. It is easily one of the hardest things in the game. So I'm going to fail at this, and probably pretty miserably. But I think that is still important for people to see, especially considering the fact that I was stupid enough to accidentally go hard mode for this. There's no reason for me to go hard mode. It's very unlikely that I'm going to actually end up completing the Umi, especially given the fact that I'm playing Crucible with bonus damage. And admittedly, the extra percentage health is very useful for that. If you're not getting hit frequently, the bonus health, the 25% health from the Crucible is very nice. But at the end of the day, it's
we still have to contend with the fact that I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't played this game actively in nearly 2 months now. This entire season, there's 10 days left in the season. I haven't touched the game for the entire time. I'm very out of practice with this. I've been playing motherfucking Outlast. You know, the only dodging I have is that bullshit. By the way, I talked about it a little earlier in the episode, which for you guys would be about 5 minutes ago. For me, it's been about 6 to 7 days. So bear with me on how much of this I repeat. My roommate and I are attempting to do insane mode runs where you can't die once. If any of you have heard of the game Outlast, would highly recommend you check it out. Let's go sit in the lantern while we talk, why don't we? Told you, multitasking is really not something I'm good at. So there will be large sections of the Umi fight that I'm probably going to be quite quiet for. But yeah, so I'm trying a new strategy. Typically with Outlast, you're supposed to hide or run. The current tactic for the first quarter to a third of the game has all been spent around dodging. So I get really close to the enemy, most of them who one-shot you, and right as they swing, you can jump backwards, and they'll be in the swing animation, and that gives you time to run away. It's really stupid, and it's really dumb, but it's a lot of fun. I'm playing it on his PS5, so that's been a joy too. I'm not a console player. Holy shit, what is wrong with me? Let's use scripture for some healing, which is a sentence no one has said in their right mind. To be honest, I'm used to the lower healing, though, because this has identical heal rates to the Holy Führer that I've been using for literally the entire character. Which, gotta say, that was a hard carry. Definitively, without a doubt, Holy Führer, or Mein Kampf, as I've been trying to resist calling it for the entire series, has probably been one of the most important things I've ever gotten in a single character ever. The extra health has kept us alive, the DPS has kept me sane. You know, I've just flat out enjoyed using it. It's an unconventional item. I've never used it before. And just the fact that this character lived for 80,000 fame so far, could stop here, it probably will, has just meant a lot to me. It does suck. Like I'd mentioned earlier, the fact that I didn't get a shiny Fallen after so much effort really kind of killed the character for me. Which is, you know, I mean, I knew it would happen. I think I'm very good at lying to myself, especially with things like that. I think every single one of us knew that as soon as I didn't get a shiny Fallen at the end of that season, that would prove to be a massive problem for this character and for this series in general. I genuinely do think I would have had a much bigger fervor to play this after the season. But I mean, one way or another, I wouldn't have really had a choice to step back. I've been remarkably busy with my current job. I work in research, and we've just had a lot of stuff going on. And so obviously that has taken priority. I've finally learned somewhat recently how to do this phase properly. My friend Mudkip in-game, want to respect the fact that he probably wouldn't want me sharing his first name publicly. That's what I get for not focusing. Like I said, poor multitasking. Told me to play to the outside space, and I was like, shut up, gay boy. Like, I'm not listening to you. But no, he's right. You should play towards the outside space here, these gaps you have here. Let's wait for this to come back around towards us. I'm still remarkably bad at it, by the way. I give up, by the way, really quickly around like a quarter of the way through. Let's do this real quick. I give up around a quarter of the way through. I'm not gonna lantern set this. Whatever. If I know I'm gonna survive it, then I just kind of sit there and ignore it. Yeah, for this phase, this is actually pretty easy as long as you don't lantern sit, which again should not be something I actively encourage. But the strategy I'm using is still applicable if you do lantern sit and you just need some time off the lantern. But you can really just kind of sit here in the corner like how I'm doing right now. We got lucky that the wall spawned on the other side there. That sucks to be that guy. But yeah, so far we've been hit twice, and I'm, again, really not paying attention 3 times. And we can just make our way over here. Yeah, alright, cool. No point in popping loot boost for this part, judging on the fact that we cannot use anything from it. Let's see if we get anything anyways. Fork found in kitchen, we did not. That campaign, I'm assuming, is over. We only got 1 bag, despite being pet stasist. Okay. Well, that's lame. Did we actually get an Umi? Why did I only get 1 bag? Let's switch over to tier 6 just for love of the game. Actually, I mean, 40 health is probably not going to make a difference, but let's also equip Deca. Why did we only get 1 bag? What's the deal with that? Okay, anyways, so like I said, going into this, hands are off the keyboard right now. Like I'm hitting the fucking invincible, let me show you where I came from pose where they stick their hand out. I am going to fail at this display. Can't you stay close to him here? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Yeah, I've seen where people, like one solitary video of people soloing this phase where they stay close to him. Yeah, if I'd known I wouldn't have gotten a double bag for not shooting the fucking lantern, I would have, I would have shot the lantern. That's chill. Okay, this phase seems ridiculously easy, especially with a group of people. Let's not eat. Oh my god, I'm still using scripture. Oh my god. Okay, hang on. We're going to probably Nexus here. Let's lock in for this. I'm probably not going to be on the lantern at all. These 2 shots. Okay, there's our opening. Yeah, okay. That's what I get for having the wrong tome on. Whoa, let's pay attention to what's actually going on. Why don't we? Okay, yeah, that was a huge misplay right there. Not having the right tome on could have easily been lethal. We did very well there for DDRs. I remember typically I struggle with that quite a lot. Let's be careful for the secondary shot. Okay. I need to not be silenced like yesterday. That burst could have killed us easily. Okay, there we go. Not ideal. Okay, remembrance. Which one is... Oh, I see. Okay, hang on. I know I should probably rotate my screen for this, and or lantern sit, but I'm not good enough at either. Let's go closer. Okay, hang on. Let's not. I know there's a burst, right, that happens 180 degrees behind it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I need to not be where I'm standing. Okay, that was a mistake. Okay, we're going to probably have to leave. How much is left in the phase? We could greed. Oh, no way! No way! What? Oh my god! What? No. That wasn't fair. It used my last couple health pots. I'm down to 1. Wait. I didn't enter that phase with 1, did I? Wait, it should have used them. Why did I die? Oh, damn. We shouldn't have greeted. I could have gotten through that. I just panicked. Holy shit, that sucks. Okay, besides rotating my screen, what should I have done there? Damn. Okay, that's a shame. All right. Wow. Okay, let's take a series retrospective. All right. Damn, I really shouldn't have greeted that, but it's okay. All right. Yeah. So 181,000 end fame. Holy shit. Yeah, we had like 80k base. Wow. We had more Runic Tundra kills than Carboniferous. Okay, we didn't even crack 1k. Man, okay. Honestly, yeah, I think I'm so far removed from that character just because it's been so long since I played. But wow, yeah, what a character that was for the time that we had it. Yeah, if that had happened when the season ended, I would have been fairly upset. But hey, I only really aimed on having 10 episodes for this. Like I said at the very start, my goal was just for us to be around 10, so to hit 17 is pretty good. Yeah, I don't really have any I don't have any complaints about that. I mean, obviously we can sit here and talk about the fact that I didn't get a Fallen and how upset I am about that, or Shiny. But I think at the end of the day, Yeah, I'm quite thrilled with that as an experience. I think it was good to do commentary, and it was good to complete a series. At the end of the day, our goal wasn't to get 100%. Our goal was to fully exalt, and we did. It's a shame, and I did just make my completion list a couple days ago, and that was supposed to be a point of discussion for this, but I don't really need it anymore. I think at the end of the day, for what this character was, this was great because I mean I had a really mediocre warrior UPI uploaded, but the last two things I had were good were the samurai and the paladin. So to have something like this that was like such a positive experience and a commentary too on top of that, really was quite exciting. And I mean, I have this new microphone and all. Yeah, I don't know. I'm planning on doing a Mystic UPE next, but I mean, by the time you guys see this, realistically, there's a good chance that that character is dead. I'd wanted to do a miserable player, a tiered ninja, and then I was 4 episodes in. I was about to upload the first one, and I have Microsoft OneDrive on my computer. Well, not anymore. I've disabled it. But when trying to like sync to the cloud, I had canceled it halfway through, and for some reason, it removed all of my footage. Nothing from the priest was affected. I have all of these things saved on Google Drive because I was paranoid about that, and then I just didn't bother to do the same for the tiered ninja, the miserable player experience. So that was a bit of a shame to lose out on that. That really demotivated me for a while. I didn't play for like 2 weeks for that. After that had happened, rather, I didn't bother to restart either because on episode 4 I was already like 8-8. I just deleted the character. Yeah, I think in terms of commentary, that's the first time I've completed a series since the fall of 2022. Everything else, I've either like, well, I mean, I've just stopped early. I've just gotten bored or been too busy or whatever. Yeah, 17 episodes. Bit of a disappointing end, obviously. You know, I mean, it took me 2 months to create episode 17. But I think at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, we still cracked 80,000 fame. I fully exalted Priest. You know, that was pretty cool. 24 extra exalts towards our count. I don't know how Mystic is going to go. This was supposed to be something else. I'm just going to delete that. Yeah, I mean, probably, yeah, we'll probably do Mystic. I don't know if I'm going to do it as a commentary. I guess I now have 10 days to find out. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Mystic, or sorry, UPE is kind of weird to do for a commentary. And I don't know if anyone would watch that realistically. I think I would probably get a pretty decent amount of footage or people out of it, but the time each episode would take would be immense. I think I'm going to give it a whirl. I think I'll try it for commentary, especially because it's been 2 months since I've commentated over this. So I think I'm going to attempt that for commentary. And, I mean, at the end of the day, I deeply enjoyed this. I think I approached this really well. And it got hard to upload as I got busy. It gets really hard to edit. Each of these episodes, barring this one, is about 20 hours of footage. Episodes 15, 16, and 17, or episodes 14, 15, and 16 are all hours and hours of footage. And I haven't even, I uploaded episode, 14 about a week ago, and I physically haven't been able to start episode 15. I'll probably do it today. It's currently Friday, the 25th of April. This was exactly the 3-month anniversary of this character. So 80,000 fame in 3 months, considering the fact that I didn't really touch it for the latter half of 2 months, is pretty solid. Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really have any complaints about that whatsoever. We did what we wanted to. We fully exalted the character. It was a massive achievement. We completed it as a normal series, and now I get to upload it as a PPE. We got a Chrysalis, we got a Gemstone, we got a Twilight Shroud. The one thing we were missing was a Green Fallen. Yeah, if I had a Green Fallen, I would have definitely been a lot earlier to Nexus from that. But that's okay. You know, we really misplayed that. I definitely panicked. But at the end of the day, I really do think that this was a positive experience, and I'm glad that I got a lot out of it. You know, I mean, it was a good reintroduction of the game. It was fun to commentate. It's been a long time since I've done it, and in the past when I commentated, I feel like I had a lot more audience or interaction, with my guildmates. And a lot of this, I feel like I kind of did my own. I mean, obviously, the same couple people made an appearance every now and then, or maybe I'm just underestimating how much I did with them. I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's been a while. But yeah, ultimately, I'm pretty happy about this, and it's really steered me to. I mean, hindsight's 2020, obviously, but I think I want to do the Mystic UPE as a commentary. I'm still making up my mind, and by the time you see this, I will have obviously made a decision. But I don't know. I hope I can somehow find time to get the remaining episodes. Now that the series is over, I think I'm gonna get the remaining episodes edited. But again, I don't know. I have a busy couple of weeks coming up. I have a lot that I have to do. Um, with the students' academic year ending, obviously I'm no longer a student, but I do work in a research lab. So a lot of stuff kind of has to happen when that ends. But I'm kind of hoping that after the last day of classes, which is May 7th, and after students graduate, which goes into May 16th, I'm hoping after that happens, I'm afforded a little bit more time to take a look at this. And by then, obviously, by May 4th, I think it is, maybe May 5th, the new season will have started, which means I can dedicate some time towards that. I could theoretically get the remaining episodes out by the time the season starts, if I just upload every single one of them 3 days apart. But as you guys have seen in the last couple episodes, there's been week gaps between them, or multiple weeks. I just need to sit down and find time. But yeah, wow, what a gift. That was cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that series as much as I did, because that was definitely probably one of my favorite characters I've ever made. I have, obviously, the one exception is that hour-and-a-half long, 250,000 fame Knight PPE. I think that is the only thing that I would put above that priest in terms of enjoyment. I just wish shiny items were non-seasonal. It's seriously such a debilitating aspect of this game that they refuse to change that. I understand that they need to make money, but from an enjoyment perspective, the time pressure to get all of these things done within a 2-month period is an immense disservice to the quality of the game. And I'm very vocal about that, especially with the Deca team. I've spoken to them about it and they refuse to change it. And I'm going to say it. I think that has been the biggest killer of this character, barring the Umi we just did, obviously. The fact that you cannot get shiny items as non-seasonal is a huge discredit to the game. I personally think that if you're going to bar any shiny items behind a season, it should be the ones released for this season. So the ones that are coming out in 10 days. Personally, I think that those should be barred behind a seasonal wall, and then every single one after that should be, or before that rather, you should have access to on non-seasonals. It is a huge discredit, and I cannot believe they persisted with that as long as they have. I would not have let off this character if I could have gotten the fucking Shrek sounding sick outside of the season. It is a massive disappointment that they refused to listen to me on that. But with that being said, character's over. I have nothing to say about that, barring the fact that it's been an excellent experience. I hope you guys aren't too put out by the fact that we died so soon after fully exalting. But that's all I've got. It's gonna probably gear up towards about a half-hour episode, seeing as I have not stopped talking since I started recording. That's great. It would be more devastating if we died closer to our full exaltation, but the fact that we died after is all that I care about. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. Maybe you'll see something from me in the form of a Mystic UPE or some other project. Maybe I'll disappear for another 6 months. I don't really know. My audience has obviously rapidly fallen off, seeing as I've been gone for what is effectively an entire year, as of right now, barring this priest. So that doesn't really come at a surprise to me that I've experienced this, but still, it's been an immense joy. I hope you guys have all enjoyed this as much as I have, and do feel free to look out for the edited version of this priest. That's all we're looking for. Thank you guys so much for coming and for enjoying this entire series. Thank you guys so much for the endless amount of advice you've given me, for the comments, for the recognition I've got in game, and just for how much you guys have been willing to poke fun at me for all the bullshit that we've experienced. At the end of the day, we fully exalted priest. I was riding that high for probably about 2.5 weeks. I terrorized my girlfriend about it. I talked about it nonstop. I was very, very, very proud of the fact that I managed to do that. That's still such an achievement for me, despite how long I've been playing this game. And it shows. I really do think it shows in the amount of time that I spent leading up to episode 16 stressing about whether or not it would be possible. I was very deeply worried about it for the duration of the character. I lost a lot of sleep going to Exalt Priest, and it paid off. So at the end of the day, that's what we're hoping for. Anyways, very long monologue wrapping up. Thank you guys so much for coming, and I will see you all, hopefully but probably not, soon.